When I moved out of the house and moved into the RV, you know, I got rid of all my body work and paint equipment except for a spray gun, but I don't have a compressor to run it. Thinking I would never tackle another, you know, body work and paint job again. And then a fella pulled out in front of me in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and did all this damage here. It actually wrinkled the fender a little bit right along in here. I managed to kind of shove that in a little bit. You can see the fender's not lined up anymore. It's pushed in and back, so when you open the door it rubs it right here. So I got to get this fender realigned. I'm gonna have to pull a little dent here and reform that line. I had to beat it out with a pry bar the other day, and the hood's sunk in right here and along in here, and it's got a little dimple right there. I want to massage that down a little bit. Most of this work is going to be done with a stud welder, and of course I sold my stud welder, so I'm going to repurchase a stud welder tomorrow and probably pull this little crease out right here and get that lined up. All the rest of this is getting replaced. This is getting polished out. I think I'm pretty sure I can polish it out. Replace that light, replace the grill, replace this filler panel, that filler panel, and the front bumper, because I had to use my jack to actually get it pulled out of the tire, and then I just took a Sawzall when I got home and trimmed it off. And this bottom air dam's getting replaced. Since I don't have a lot of area to paint, I'm hoping that I can get it to blend in fairly well, and then, you know, put my clears on there and then buff it out. So today, since I can't really, you know, do any body work under this tree that constantly drips sap everywhere, I got this 11 by 20 awning, and that's going to help out a lot. I mean, just even being able to work out here in the heat, you know. But I'm going to try to knock this out fairly quickly. All of the replacement parts arrived FedEx today. To get this grill out from in behind the bumper, I had to section and cut the bumper out in little pieces to be able to get to the because the grill comes off before the bumper. I couldn't get this part of the grill and this filler panel out from under that bent in part of the bumper. So anyway, I got all that cut out. So what we got so far in this quote-unquote repair process is you know, all the parts that are getting replaced have been removed, and I've taken a grinder down on this damaged area, got it down to bare metal, and I used a stud welder and pulled out some of the dent here and here and kind of reformed the edge here. I've got the latch removed for the hood, so I can just push it down, check my alignment, do adjustments and such. The only thing I really don't like is the hood itself is ever so slightly bent somewhere back up in here, and I just can't. I can maybe feel that, you know, right along in here. There was a little bump right here, and I massaged that down a little bit. The fender itself is up, I mean, like a 1/16 of an inch too high, and I've taken all the fasteners loose and tried to get that to come down. I just can't. I did get my gap back here by shimming I put 2 shims right there, and was able to get my gap. So the door doesn't rub anymore. So I've got a little bit of repair right here, probably a little bit of repair right up in there. I may try to loosen this back up and put a shim under the, or on top of the fender right here, to see if I can get that to pull down. But I don't really think that was going to do it, because even when it was loose, I tried to push down and I just could not get that thing to come down. So I figure it's tweaked a little bit, or the door itself, because I really don't remember if this was lined up when I got done with it, 3 years ago or not. The door itself is has been replaced from a total loss years ago, so it may be dropped down, and the fender may be in the right spot. So it's hard to say, but I really think the fender is too high. That the fender is probably the culprit. I've had to take the hood, loosen the 4 bolts on it, and twist it this way to get it back in alignment, because it took the hit and it twisted it counterclockwise. So I had to loosen it back up and twist it clockwise to get everything to line back up. So still not perfect. I'm just going to do the best I can. If I can get this body work reasonable, then because I've got the primer, the sealer, and everything, I bought that, but I'm not going to buy paint until I can know that I can get this to look right. And once I get it to look right, then I go buy paint, and I'll try to blend this in the best I can. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it. I don't have a compressor anymore. All my body tools were sold when I left the house. I've got a paint gun, but no compressor. I had to go buy another stud welder because I sold it when I left the house. But we'll see how it works out. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.